Hey guys, this is Ocean. This is going to be our weekly pick a card reading, and the question was, what are you holding on to tightly? And in the reading we're gonna look at what this question is about, why are you holding on too tightly, and some advice. And depending on how the question is, or not the question but how the reading goes, I'm going to pull another oracle at the end as an advice as well, or just some extra message. So we have 3 piles as well, as per usual. Pile number 1, 2 and 3. For pile number 1 we have this blue crystal bottle. For pile number 2 we have this green silver planet. And for pile number 3 we have this POW stamp. So please take your time to choose your pile and see you in your selection. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this blue I can't speak. Blue bottle or pile number 1, then this is going to be your reading. So first, let's see. Let's look at what are you holding on to tightly. Oh, we have the Queen of, I don't know if you can see, the Queen of Cups. So it's definitely something emotional. We have the Four of Pentacles. And we have the, Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is definitely about an ending. Interesting. The Four of Pentacles can talk about resources that we are not using. So because the question is, what are you holding on to too tightly, is about, I mean, that question would suggest that you're holding on to your resources, your time, your energy way too tightly. Something has already ended, maybe a previous chapter of your life, or maybe even, a period where you felt you lacked in the department of earthly financial resources, but you're still holding on to that feeling that you can't have, you don't have enough. You're holding on to a kind of lack mentality, which is kind of interesting because we have the Queen of Cups, who is all about accessing and living and experiencing emotions. So, it's not about the earthly realm, it's more about the creative side, the emotional side of us. And, it's not about gender specific, it's just more about that feminine side where you're more nurturing and more accepting than the masculine, which is the more action taking and more the taking part of a coin, so to speak. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that, because the Queen is, it's the, I always read the Queen and the King as the same, as the different side of the same coin. So the Queen has reached its potential. You don't have to feel like you don't have enough. You don't have to keep holding on to this lack mentality that everything is, it's gonna be over and you're gonna end up with nothing in the end, because you're a queen. You have more than you can imagine. You're more put together than you feel like. Okay, it's quite interesting. Let's see, why are you holding on to? We have clarity with the Ace of Swords. Okay, another Queen of Pentacles. Interesting, another Queen energy with nurture and perspective. Okay. Yeah, you're lacking clarity on something. That's definitely there. You need to take an inventory and actually sit down and think about how your life is right now and how it was when you experienced this ending that you're for some reason not able to let go. And if you can do that, you will see that you're holding on to because you lack confidence in yourself. You're not nurturing yourself as much as you should, because with the queen is someone who learned how to experience and give emotions without depleting themselves. So I think the problem is the why is that you need to take change your perspective on what is it. What does it mean to you when you give to other people? Does it mean you're losing yourself in the process? Because that's not good then. You have to work on that. Or maybe it's time to realize that you're in a position now, and it doesn't have to be financial as in money. It can be your resource. The Pentacles, how I read them, is your resources. It's your time, your energy, your attention. Who do you give these things to? Are you still paying attention to someone who is not in your life anymore, even if they are physically there? They just checked out and they are not participating in the relationship? Or is it a job that is killing you and it's hard on your soul? There is something that's ended, but you're still holding on to it because you fear that if you let it go, you're gonna have nothing. But you have more than, you can imagine. You have 2 queens. You're a very able person. The why is, you're for some reason you're not able to see, and we're gonna pull some cards for that besides the advice card. Why why is it not happening? Oh, interesting. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, we have the 5 of Cups, which makes sense. I was kind of feeling that being on the table, honestly. And we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so and in this case, I usually don't necessarily say that the king, when there's queens on the table, that the king is a someone else. But in this case, I kind of feel like that there's an authority or father figure or someone who's responsible for money that you trusted, that still has a say in how you spend money or how you spend your resources in general. And they might not do it, because they want to control you. It's just that that was the way that how you set up your life. It can be even a boss, And why you cannot get clarity is because you might trust this person way too much or value their opinion, or just accepted the fact that, they have the authority to have a say in how you spend your resources. Like I said, it could be a father figure, a husband, a boss. It doesn't matter, which gender. Someone who has a say in how the financial element of your life is distributed. And we have the 5 of Cups, which is, experiencing a loss, that ending and still staying in it. And the advice is that finally you need to realize that yes, you lost whatever you lost, but you still have enough to continue, and the future is brighter than the past that you're trying to leave behind. And we have the 5 of Swords, which I read as the selfish card, and in this reading it indicates that you need to be more selfish. You need to be more aware of what you do with yourself, because currently you need to be your own priority, because you are not. You're prioritizing other people and other people's opinion over yourself, and currently it's not the thing you should do. You're going to be able to let go or not hold on too tightly to this situation once you prioritize yourself and accept your losses and, get that clarity that you need. And with that changed perspective, you will be able to move forward because you're much more capable and then how you think. And I'm going to pull a relationship card, getting to know, and this one, cleansing. Yeah, I kind of feel like the getting to know is about yourself. Getting to know how you feel about certain things, who you are in this new chapter of your life, because there's that ending. That means that, you're in some expect a new person, and you have to know what that new person wants, how you can nurture that new person better. And with the cleansing, cutting those ties, letting those losses finally be in the past. Yeah, I think. And I want to pull an astro course as well. Yeah, we have Saturn for this one. I like that one. With structure, you need a new structure, but you can only build a new structure if you're weeding off the old one and you're letting go of the old one. You know. It's quite a heavy one, but it's not a hard change to make. It's as in it won't take a lot of time to positive positive things start to happen once you make that change, because it's going to be an internal shift, and once you are able to make that, things are going to even out, balance themselves out better. And if you work with magic, do some cleansing magic and use some lemon and stuff like that. So yeah, this was your pile if you choose pile number 1. Hope this was useful. Please like, subscribe, comment down below how you like this reading. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye. Hello pile number 2, if you chose this little green planet, and this is going to be your reading. So first let's start with, what are you holding on to too tightly? We have the Lovers, the Moon, 2 major arcana, and the 9 of Cups. So this is about, I feel like this is about a relationship, not just because the Lovers showed up, because the Lovers is not just about, love, it's about a choice. But because we have the Moon, and more so because we have the 9 of Cups, which is an emotional independence, in a way that you're reaching a place of life where you're satisfied with what you have. And you don't have anyone else to be in your life to be and to feel happy. But I kind of feel like the Lovers, it could be a past relationship or a current one that you're still holding on to because you think that's gonna make you happy. But because we have the Moon here, which is all about the unknown, it's fear because we don't see things clearly, because we don't have the sun to shine on what's happening, and we don't see things. When you walk in the evening and it's dark, you start imagining things and you start getting afraid because you see monsters everywhere, even though there's nothing, hopefully, there. So it's kind of that unknown element. That's why I feel like it could be 2 things. One of them is a relationship that you're holding on to because you think that was the one, that was the relationship that will last forever, and it's gonna be something where you can go all together. But I kind of feel like that's more about the idea of the relationship. It's not actually what's happening, because there are still too much in the shadows, too much unknown in the relationship for you to be happy. Another, because this is a general, so this can mean multiple things. Another one is that you're trying to enter into a relationship, but because you don't immediately, obviously, get to know the other person fully, you're still holding on to your independence a bit too strongly, and you're struggling to let the other person in because you don't know the future, and you're kind of afraid that this is not going to be that love of our lifetime kind of relationship, which normally you don't really know when you start a relationship. You can hope for it, obviously, but you have to give it a chance. So for you, maybe the holding on to too tightly is the independence that you had before. And why? Okay, we have a decision to make, obviously. And I like that how the Lovers have the red thread, the thread of fate, swirling around them and connecting them, and we have a Two of Swords here that with two swords that is ready to cut that thread. So you definitely have to make a decision. We also have the Prince of Disc, reliability, which is a good sign, and the Emperor. Okay, so yes, definitely a decision to make. Doesn't matter if it's an old or current relationship that you're unable to let go because you're afraid there's not going to be better coming in later, or if it's your hesitance to enter this relationship or start to look for one. The decision is absolutely yours, but you have to decide what you want, because going on for in this limbo kind of state is not going to be very helpful for you. In the why, we also have the Prince of Disc, which is reliability, and it could mean that the other person is maybe not the that exciting kind of person, or it's not the most handsome and someone who will just swoop you off of your feet, but it's a reliable person, and it's a slow change. It's a slow moving knight or prince in this deck, but someone who is stable and who's coming kind of it's a way to move forward. So this could mean a person, that your other person is something like that, and maybe you don't like that, and that's why you need to let them go so that you can experience your freedom. But it can also mean that these changes are not gonna be too quick. So once you make the decision, it's not gonna be like in pile number 1. That was the definite meaning that once you make that internal shift, things are starting to pick up quite quickly. Here, even once you make that decision, things will change slowly, but that doesn't mean that they're not changing. So you have to be aware that once you make that decision, don't expect the result immediately, because then you get disappointed. And we have the Emperor under the Knight of Cups, which is independence, but the Emperor is someone who's stable, who's grounded, who has the advantage of seeing things clearly. But I also kind of read the Emperor as someone who's too set in their own ways. So I definitely feel like that the why could be, in any case, either case of what meaning is that you're a slow moving person, you're set too much in your ways already. So change for you, it's hard, but it's necessary. So you need to make a decision and start changing things, because you're in a kind of a limbo, which is not good. Advice: 9 of Swords, okay, 8 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. That's good. Yeah, 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords is all about what you're worry about is more in your head than it's actually happening. Just like with the moon, we see monsters everywhere and they are not actually there. It's all about that feeling, staying up late at night and thinking about this topic, and just being convinced that nothing's ever gonna be, good for you. And the 8 of Swords is all about seeing problems and not realizing that you have the way of getting away from them. You have the solution already at hand. But the advice is, that just realize that this is not actually as bad as it seems. And then start embarking on that journey, because the 3 of Wands is after making a decision in the 2, and we have the 2 of Swords here with the decision, but the 2 of Wands is making that plan. In the 3, you start moving forward, and even if it's a slow movement forward, the cards are encouraging you to actually start making these changes and decide how you want to live your life. If you want to be in a relationship with someone, you have to trust them. And if you don't want to be with someone anymore because you can't trust them, then you have to make that decision as well to let them go. You have to cut those ties. And with the oracles, we have emotions. Yeah, emotions are very, very much part of this. We have transparency and Pisces sensitized. Yeah, so definitely, if it's an old or ongoing relationship, you need to be transparent about how you feel, because that might, you know, change things for the better. But if it's not, you're actually moving forward from the moon to the sun, because you can get clarity. And we have emotions, so emotions are definitely at place, a big part of why you're feeling how you feel, obviously. But there is something that you need to dig more deeper into. And interesting, because we have Pisces here, and oh no, it's Cancer. I'm just, you know, I kind of thought that this was Pisces, but no, that's Cancer. But that's, you know, another water sign. So yeah, we have a lot of waters on the table. So there's some emotional clarity needed for sure, and you need to be transparent first and foremost in front of yourself how you actually feel and what you actually want. Because if you don't know, if you're, you know, just letting your emotions rule you, but you don't know why you feel how you feel, then you're not going to be able to make a clear decision, and you're not going to be able to move forward. Yeah, well, this is a very emotionally heavy reading for sure, but don't give up. Just take some time out, spend some time with yourself to see where you are at in the journey and adjust, and then start moving slowly forward and try to be open to what life is trying to bring into your life. Because with the Three of Wands especially, there's some, you know, excitement and adventure that's on the horizon. But if you're too set in your own ways, if you're too independent, you're not going to be able to experience that. And that would be quite sad, to be honest. But yeah, this was your reading. If you chose pile number 2, please do let me know if it resonated. Comment down below, that always helps my channel. Share it, like the video, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this little stamp, then this is going to be your reading. First, we're gonna take a look at what are you holding on to too tightly. We have a 5 of Wands. Ooh, a Judgment. And the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So, I love how the angel is pointing at the teamwork card on the reading, because the 5 of Wands is how I usually read it. Is it's conflict. It's not serious, but it's usually between amongst friends, colleagues, someone that you have to spend or you want to spend time with. There are petty arguments, and there are some judgment going around. For some reason, someone is very judgy. It could be you, it could be other people, and it could also mean that you're not judging the situation too correctly. So you might think that, you know, other people should change their behavior, and you're the one who should change your behavior instead. You're judging the importance of the fight, or what is it all about, incorrectly, and it's not as important, or it's more important than you think, because you're holding on to this feeling, and that's stopping you from working well together with other people. Yeah, kind of getting the horses high. Whose horses? It's probably yours, as far as I can see. But we will see why. Okay. Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Teamwork works, you know. Why? Because you have to work with those people, probably. We also have the Eight of Disc, dedication, with the Wheel of Fortune or Fortune and the Princess of Cups, aka Dreams. Okay, I'm gonna put her behind this one. Okay, that's a quite interesting one. Yeah, you're holding on to this feeling because what we're probably talking about is too important for you. So you're unable to judge this situation not as seriously because you really want to achieve something with the Eight of Discs. This is connected to something that you're working on for a while now. You have to work with other people, but there are some conflicts. But I think it's because you're taking things too seriously, even though they are serious and they are meaningful. You have to let life kind of go in a way that it wants to go. There is going to be a chance for things to change, and for because we have the Princess of Cups with dreams coming in, there's a chance for your dreams to become reality. But what you need to do is you have to accept that everyone is doing their best according to their current status or current level in life. And you can't tell other people how to live their lives because it's their experience to go through. All you can do is change things within yourself to learn how to be a better team player, because for some reason you have to work with other people on this project that is very important for you, or it's just work in general. But if if you can be more forgiving and more accepting, even if you know, or even if you think that you're the one who's right and the other people are just stupid for doing whatever they're doing, if you can let them be more who they are and do what they do, there's going to be a chance for you to move forward with the project that you're working on, a chance to move forward more quickly, to get out of this Eight of Disc, which is the repetitive, finally almost there, feeling into I'm realizing my dreams. And some advice. High Priestess. I love that, makes complete sense. Ooh. Okay. Another Wheel of Fortune. And the Hangman. All the majors, but it's interesting that we have the Wheel of Fortune twice. So yeah, whatever is happening, it's in a way is beyond your control. It's happening, so it's not going to happen faster even if you're trying to push it forward. You have to develop a sense of I'm accepting and going with the flow kind of mentality. The High Priestess in this case indicates diplomacy, listen more and speak less, because then you can figure out how to work better with people. And the Hangman is asking you to change your perspective on certain elements of the situation in order to move forward, which is quite interesting. We have Tranquility with Violet. Reach that peaceful place where you can just be like, you know what? Things are going to be how they are supposed to be, and I'm okay with that. And we have Alliance. With Conjunction, which is there are people that you can align yourself with that will help you along the road. And we have Difference, and I love that because of the Five of Wands, because difference is about seeing how different we can be and still manage to work together, because we have a concrete building here, but we have nature there, and that doesn't mean that they can't exist next to each other. They're never gonna, completely melt into one another because they're too different for that. but that doesn't mean that they can't work well together, because they can use their differences to work together. Oh, okay. I kind of like how well-rounded this reading, and I love the repeating cards. I always love getting them. Those are extra confirmation. Hope this is useful. Please do let me know how it resonates. What do you think this reading is all about for you? And please like, subscribe, comment down below. That all helps my channel. You can check the description box for other ways to help me. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next one. Bye.